Hi there, Michael Bovee with DebtConsolidationCare.com, and I want to talk with you about making good decisions when you need some kind of debt relief help. Conventional wisdom when you're struggling, can't meet all your monthly expenses, is to make more and spend less. But what if you're past that point? If you need some type of debt intervention, you typically are going to find you have three legitimate options. Those are debt management plans as offered by consumer credit counseling organizations, debt settlement as offered by professionals. Also, you can do that on your own. And then bankruptcy, Chapter 7 or Chapter 13. Which one of these options is going to work for you, your budget, your cash flow, your family's goals, and your future financial goals? It's kind of easy to determine based on numbers. Let's start with the least confrontational method, which is credit counseling. In a debt management plan, you're going to have the opportunity to lower your monthly bills through interest rate concessions. So assume for a moment that you have 5 unsecured credit card accounts and they total $20,000. The national average currently is 2.1% of your overall balances is going to be your new monthly payment. So if you're paying more than $420 right now, how much more? And if you can only pay $420 a month in a debt management plan, is that the kind of relief you need? If it's not enough, we'll talk about that in a moment. When you enroll in a debt management plan, here are some of the benefits. You're going to have a standard payment. You're only going to have to make one. You pay it over to the credit counseling organization, and they break it out to your 5 creditors in this example, each and every month. You get your normal bills in the mail. You can look to make sure these payments are being applied correctly, but it's about a 4 or 5 year plan. One of the biggest drawbacks is it has no flexibility. So if you're concerned at all, if you have any skepticism about being able to come up with that $420 a month every month for 4 or 5 years, don't start a debt management plan. You'll have wasted resources and a lot of time trying to achieve something that wasn't within your reach. Next, if a debt management plan won't work, you have to look at bankruptcy or debt settlement. Everybody wants to avoid bankruptcy. You don't want to go through that. You don't want the stain on your credit report. So if settlement's going to work, you have to consider these numbers. Whatever it is out of that $20,000 that you're paying now, can you come up with a plan where you're only paying half of that back? So now suddenly you're paying $10,000 and you can save up each and every month and even grab other resources and add it to your war chest, your savings that you're accumulating over a set period of time to negotiate and get those balances reduced to about half. If that works for you, work it out on paper, and you can do this in a prescribed period of time, then that's the option you can consider as an opportunity to avoid bankruptcy. Now, bankruptcy, everybody wants to avoid it, but really, should you? You might even be able to qualify for a debt management plan. You might qualify for a debt settlement plan. Should you? Debt settlement pays half of it. What if you could qualify for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy where the cost of the bankruptcy is somewhere between $1,600, $1,800 in a Chapter 7 if it's not a complicated case, and that's the cost. Court costs, attorney costs, whereas you were paying $10,000 in a debt settlement plan, and where you might have paid as much as $22,000 over 4 or 5 years in a debt management plan. So think about that. If you're not being sued currently, if your wages aren't being garnished, if your bank account's not being levied, there are no emergencies. So when I say think about it, I mean it. Relax. Take a deep breath. Learn about each of these 3 options. You can talk to a professional by calling the toll-free number you see on your screen and start that process of elimination. Work through your budget. Find out if you can qualify for a debt management plan and that you're confident you'll be able to make that monthly payment every month. Work with a professional and determine whether or not you'll be able to come up with the half, $10,000, over a prescribed period of time, save it up, settle, get these balances out of the way. Here at DebtConsolidationCare.com, we've been providing free resources and information and feedback where people help people answer their debt questions and relieve their debt problems since 2003. So also consider becoming a member. If you want to learn more about debt management, type debt management or credit counseling in the search box. You want to learn more about debt settlement? Type debt settlement in the search box. Learn more about bankruptcy? Search for it. Tons of information on this site. We've helped many hundreds of thousands of consumers find their way to relief from debt. But it all starts with identifying what is going to work for you. Stick with the numbers, take the emotion aside, and get help. Michael Bovey for debtconsolidationcare.com. We'll see you on the next video.